Hey, so I have no money and I want to be super creative, and to live and survive, but like seriously, I have no money whatsoever. I'm literally making less money right now and rent is still expensive, and I'm dangerously close to becoming homeless. How did this even happen? Long story short, I was very dependent on one client for a lot of my lively income. And I did start to drift into other forms of work. Then I felt like I could do it myself, that I had enough resources that I could survive on my own with only the one client again, and that was wildly a mistake. So clearly that's not working. What is my goal now? My goal right now is to become financially stable. That is finding my own clients. If one client goes away, then I have another one that I can depend on. It is also having multiple forms of income. So even if multiple clients like drop the ball, well, that's okay for the most part because I have this avenue of income. I want to start vlogging. I want to also become open to brand sponsorships and stuff. And then I'm also wanting the store to go above and beyond. And all of that to serve Circuit Breakers, which is my anthology show about a bunch of robots trying to make it as an artist. That is still something I want to do, and I think that is still something that I can do even while I'm busy doing all these different things. Right now, I'm just kind of at a point where I'm just trying everything. So let's get a job as a barista. Let's try looking at other forms of work and just keep up to date with what is happening right now. That's what the GoFundMe is for. I did start a GoFundMe to help with budgeting, but you know, there's so much that I need to do. And that's just, I feel like scratching the surface. There's so many things I want to do as well. And this is just a way for me to gain back some free time once I'm able to pay off a lot of debt. Wish me luck on that front. I thought it's time to get creative. And I'm thinking about making something evergreen, something that will last a long while. Like food commercials. Hey, my name's L0Fi and I'm a video editor as my day job. And I've applied all over the spot. Name the site. I've applied. LinkedIn, Upwork, ZipRecruiter, StaffMeUp, weird Discord boards. And some of these gigs want me to have a background in food content. And guess what I don't have? Okay, so to be fair, I've worked in a super creative field thus far, and I thought, you know, I could probably handle this. But they don't know that. Everything that's on my Insta is everything robots and filmmaking stuff. So I figure if I don't have the food content, I can make some. Fake it till you make it, right? Now, I want to get this done soon because I did technically already apply to some of these gigs, and I don't actually have the food, like, demo reel. And so I want to do that really fast before they look at my application, or right around the time that they're looking at my application. I could also post it on my Instagram and on their platform. So that's kind of the plan. I'm just trying to figure out what are the couple of food items I should record, and then actually how to record it, because I have my whole living room as an option. It would be a fairly simple setup. It would just be like one backdrop, couple of angles, couple of close-ups, and then that's pretty much it. Nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. I could record it without any daylight. I can just set up some lights. I just need the food. So, let's do it. Here's a quick pre-production breakdown. I listed out some of the foodie things that I thought would be cool to record, like chips and guac, maybe a burrito, definitely coffee. And I have this rice bowl thing for my meal preps, but a friend of mine thought that a burger might be better, so I went with that. And then I threw a cocktail in because who doesn't like a little bit of alcohol? Next, I went to this Indie Mogul episode where Ted and Co break down food commercials. I may have gotten heavily inspired by the yellow background. Don't worry about it. Okay, so some of the things I need for the shoot is, I'm curious about a yellow backdrop, otherwise I do have something as a plan B, and then some food items, which I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and see what they got. Now it's time for the setup. And this is my living room. This is where everything's gonna happen. I started by setting up the camera, the backdrop, and the table where the food will be presented. I'm using this Old Spice cabinet Lazy Susan thing to rotate the food. And then I had used some of my fanciest plates to present the food. For the backdrop, I went to a local store, found some yellow paper, and just essentially taped up the yellow paper to a giant foam board that I had also used for my mega cheap Severance parody. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done. Next is lighting. For the base light, I'm using the Amaran 300C set to like a daylight color temperature, and then the Aputure lantern. This is just spreading a lot of soft light around. For the key light, I'm using the Amaran 100D with a mini softbox. And then for the edge light, I'm using the Amaran 60X, also set to daylight, and this is the white corridor digital edition. Then I wanted to create a little bit of texture onto the background, so I'm using the Aputure 60D with the Spotlight Mini and a couple of gobos. Lastly, for the background light, just to add in a little bit of light to the shadows, I'm using the Amaran P60C. As for my camera, I'm using the Sony A7S. I'm rocking a fairly basic lens. I didn't have my Sigma with me because somebody was renting it that day. Then for my tripod, I'm using the Peak design for the static shots, and I'm using a Neewer electronic slider for a lot of the moving shots. And blam! We have our setup. Yo, taking a quick break after setting everything up. Check it out, we're pretty much ready to go. The only thing is, I just need the food. So I'm gonna go pick up a burger, then prep some coffee, a blue Hawaiian, and a couple of other things, and then we'll be ready to start recording this fake commercial. We're also streaming right now. Check it out. Right over here. Here's my setup, here's my script, here's the chat over here. So it's been a pretty darn good time so far. Let's go. Time to run to the local pub, grab a burger, shout out to Otter Bar and Grill for separating all the burger parts for me, go home, set up the food, and hit record. And donezo. Next, I had a quick break, reflected upon my day, then my year, and then my life. Anyways, existentialism over, I scarfed down my prop burger and got to editing. I'm using Davinci Resolve for most of the edit, along with After Effects to polish up some of the blemishes in the background, like unwanted coffee beans and such. For the music, I'm using a track from Artlist. Here's the credit. No sound effects on this edit, I just need to crank this one out fast. Though I'm more than capable of doing sound design. Lastly, I exported a 16:9 version for YouTube and a 9:16 version to prove that I can actually make social media videos. Very tired, it is 1:46 a.m. Very much ready to go to bed, but the commercial is done, and I'm gonna post it on Instagram. That way people know that I have some experience making some food stuff, just for fun. And then post it on my demo reel as well. So, woo! Off to the races, and then off to bed. And blam! Hit the render button at 2 a.m. And now, check out the commercial. What do you guys think? Honestly, for a 12-hour quick run, I think I did pretty good. There's a lot that I'd like to expand upon, like I want to make more coffee footage with a nifty contrast background, or make fake commercial products for the circuit breakers world, or even just make an Olive Garden commercial. I don't know, we'll see. I think that'd be kind of fun. But for this project, I had a blast working on this. It was a lot of fun to be able to kind of flex my skills in recording something, a skill I haven't exactly practiced in a while. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. And now I feel a lot more confident about my application. But for now, I still have my GoFundMe open. Help me escape eviction, donate, or share the link below. And until then, thanks guys. Stay artsy. Oh, bonus shares. That guac is mostly hummus and broccoli. Yeah, I bought the guac from the bar and they had like the tiniest portion, and I decided, you know what, I kinda need more guac, but without paying expensive ludicrous prices. So I decided to fill up the bowl with a lot of broccoli to kind of just add some volume, and then I smoothened that out with like 3-month-old hummus. And that kind of actually helped with like the texturing. And then I put the avocado on top of that to add that green color, and so it kind of sort of works out. You can kind of see a little bit of the Brussels kind of poking through, but I don't think anyone's going to notice. So hey, technically there's no glue or any weird chemicals in this commercial. Everything is technically real food. Anyways, stay artsy.